thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to you about this program. It's a very special program that gives recognition to our young scientists, so those who are either in the process of completing their PhDs or have just recently been awarded their PhDs. And what the L'Oréal Foundation and UNESCO strives to do is to give them a voice, a public and an international voice, to promote the presence of women in the space of science that traditionally we think of as a male-dominated environment, but today we've heard through the testimony of this program how women have come through over the years to really be the eminence for science. So I would almost want to say it's no longer a male-dominated space. In many of the very specific disciplines, women are taking over.
From the panelists that we have here, we can see that it's the collaboration entire Africa.
Yes.
So to the underprivileged schools, what's the role or what needs to be done for those schools also to get the exposure?
So one of the key points in evaluating the applications and the contributions of scientists that participate in the Sub-Saharan Africa and South African Young Talents Program is that we choose scientists who are representative of the continent. So that a young child in Sudan, a young child in Chad, a young child in Cape Town can see role models who have, within their local circumstances, grasped at opportunities and mentors who have come along to help them along the way to get to the highest point of recognition. So yes, we have a lot of challenges in our societies: poverty, crime, broken families. In spite of all of these young talents have risen to the top and serve as examples of the indomitable spirit of the human being. We can achieve more than the sum of our parts. We are more than the sum of our parts.
Now earlier on, there was a notion that was raised by the Deputy Minister to say there'll come a time where with so much empowerment we have to go back in history again and redo the issue of saying now a boy child has been left behind. How do you see that we maintain the balance from a professional point of view?
Yes. I love this question because it's a personal mission for me. I am the daughter of a father and I have 5 brothers. I have 2 sons and my lab is probably always either 60-40 female-male, so we try very hard to keep that balance. And what I teach is not women over men or men over women when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to thinking, when it comes to innovation. It's the mutual respect. And fortunately, I've started from the bottom up. So I've been a lecturer, senior lecturer, professor, now Saatchi Chair and the laureate for 2025 International Program. And at every platform, I want to emphasize that if we do not have mutual respect, we will miss the talent simply because it's encased in a male body or a female body. We have to see the talent and we have to respect the talent and we have to nurture the talent to excellence. And so for me, excellence is not embodied by a gender. Excellence is that curiosity that pushes us, in spite of our circumstances, to do what is right, to do what is good, to do what is of benefit to society. If we get to the top and we're the only ones who are good, it'll be a very lonely world we were living. We have to bring our husbands, our brothers, our friends, our males and females, in whatever space, be it arts or science, we have to go together. That's what makes Africa shine. We do it together.
Now lately there's been revelations that historically it was deliberate to see that women are not doing so much strides. I mean, the strides has been done over decades.
Yes.
So you having to come and re-emphasize this from a L'Oréal point of view. Are we resetting history?
Thank you for that question. I don't think we're resetting history. I think we have to embrace that the position of women, if we take it back a step, before this dedicated empowerment of women, was not only a scientific position, it was a cultural position. It was strengthened by politics, but mostly it's a cultural position. And that's why I come back to the philosophy of respect for both genders and the roles that both genders play. For example, our women in society have never been weak. They've always been leading families. They've been leading families in the absence of men, but when the men return, return culturally to their natural position of leadership. So if our men are not respecting our women, we have abuse. We have dominance, not mutual cooperation. So we have to emphasize that elevation, empowerment has to come from both sides. And yes, if we focus only on the women, then we will create a disparity that swings the other way. But I think today L'Oréal's message was very clear that we want to include our boys, our young men, alongside our women, so that we are now in a space where it's not one or the other. Yes, there is restitution because, as I said at the beginning, this is a cultural dilemma, not a scientific, not a financial dilemma only, or a political dilemma. It comes from our very cultures. So what we teach in our homes is going to translate to what we see on the platforms of science, and that's where it all starts. So when big names like UNESCO, like L'Oreal, like the Department of Science and Technology in South Africa, like our National Research Foundation that the Deputy Minister has mentioned in the programs that specifically target capacitation of women, when these strong bodies come on board to promote women, it's not women in isolation, it's not women at the expense of. We have to see it as women together with men building the future of South Africa. We cannot ignore the disparities of the past, but we cannot stay in the past and say that all the resources have to be invested in a way that swings us to the other end of the dilemma, which is equally bad. So with the L'Oréal UNESCO programs, there are programs on each of the continents. For example, at the international level, we have the 5 regions of the world represented, and so my award was, I'm the current laureate for 2025 for Africa and Sub-Saharan, for Africa and the Arab states, but you also have for North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. At the young talents level, the same principle is applied. Countries are group-based more or less on economic strengths and resources for education. And that's why we have in the continent of Africa the Sub-Saharan program separated from the South African program, because in South Africa we are fortunate to have many universities, perhaps more resources to encourage research, and it brought a disparity in the assessment of PhD and doctoral scholars on the continent. So the divisions are very strategic and with very sound reasoning towards giving everyone an equal opportunity to compete based on their framework of reference.
Allow me to pray too. On behalf of all the Africans, I think we are all born from the scientists. Our mothers were scientists, CEO. When you said that, I said, yes, I was born by a scientist too. She might not have been a professional one, having certificated, but I just remembered. And I think most of you will attest to this. When we were still young, CEO, in the deep rural areas of our continent, you get sick, you are hot, you have got flu. My mom used to say, oh, Mtanam, you are catching flu. He will mix, sometimes she will just take water, warm water, take sunlight soap, mix it, and what is tukata? You know kata badabang? Those are the things that were done. Put that spade on you and, you know, you'll relieve yourself and you'll get energetic and you're fine. And you are no more, your temperature it's a little bit low. He should go all out, various trees, take those leaves, grind them, boil them, you drink, everyone will be fine at home. I'm saying Africans are scientists. But we are here to celebrate these scientists that you are now. The ones that you have gone into those labs to research. But for me, all of you, you have got that God-given base of being scientists. So let's make use of what we have. Thank you very much again that one has been invited by L'Oréal. This occasion today, this event, what is happening, I know is not for today only, but I think we have spent the whole week here, or you are still going to be spending more days here. It is an awarding occasion that we are having. Mostly it's awarding to you, young researchers, young people that are here. I'm saying it is rewarding because amongst our midst are women that are already what we can call trailblazers in the field of science, and they're here to inspire you as young people, our next generation, looking at the topic, the theme that we're faced with today, and you, children in this continent, in the African continent, it is you, and you have the responsibility to elevate the science work in Africa to another level. Having listened to our young scientists here, again, what came to my mind, I said, indeed, we are science, all of us. When you wake up, or you sleep, whatever you do, it's science. That statement that says the world needs science and science needs women, indeed. We need science, we live science, we do science. And another question that came to me was to say, the field of science is indeed the field of those people who are curious. You can't be a scientist if you're not curious. What came to my mind again is to say, for you to get in and be called a scientist is because you never get it. You are one people who is not easily satisfied. Whatever you get, you have got more questions to ask. Why am I doing this? Why am I here? And looking at my young kids there, Abadabame, from the aspiring scientist, I am saying to you, I can imagine the questions that are going to your mind, having heard the team, the panel that was here, who were able to question and respond to some of the questions that you even ask yourself, why did she even think of that thing? But that is exactly what science is all about. And thank you very much for you to come and inspire those young ones. I can assure you, I think as they live here, they will be more curious, they will be more observant, looking around and say, what is the solution that I can bring to the challenges that our communities are faced with?
I'm Maureen Chepkoech. I'm one of the selected 30 women who are pursuing their PhDs and postdoc. Myself, I'm under PhD. So I was selected as one of the Young Women L'Oréal for Women in Science program, representing East Africa region, though I study at the University of Cape Town.
And then how has been the journey since we have started?
The journey has been amazing because once we got the notifications that we were among the selected women in science, first it has been a great validation point that our research matters, it's solving real problems in Africa, and it actually has the potential to change lives. Secondly, having been in this workshop, we've gone through a lot of trainings ranging from research ethics, negotiation, and also media training. These are skills that women, not only women but students, don't really get through the formal academic journey. But then I think as L'Oréal, they're only not equipping us with the research skills, but also extra skills that enable us to be successful in PhD and in research in general.
Lauren, for how long have you been in the program, and what inspired you to get involved? And in your opinion, what are some of the unique challenges that women scientists face in the Sub-Saharan Africa?
So I'm currently in my second year of my PhD at the University of Cape Town. However, for the L'Oreal selection, we've been selected to represent the 2025 cohort. So the challenges that women face are so many, especially being in a male-dominated field. And firstly, I would talk about representation, because science becomes real when you can see people like you doing it. So when we are able to put women on the spotlight and actually recognize the work that they are doing, we are able to let those who come after us to see that they are also capable of doing this, and more especially the girls who are in high school presently or who are still in primary school. So I think this program not only goes to say that women belong in science, but they are also supporting them to ensure that their science is out there, their science get to reach bigger audiences, for instance through publication, through hosting such workshops. And yeah, I think majorly it's about recognition of women scientists and also equipping them in terms of resources, because we get funding towards our research, and we also get mentorship, whereby you get that support system to take you through the challenges that science brings.